Alright everybody, welcome back to another BRM5 competitive hub video, and today I'll bring you the top 5 best weapons to be using in BRM5. When it comes to guns, as you probably already know, BRM5 is extremely complex. The game has 57 primaries, 14 secondaries with over 100 attachments, and when you first look at it, it's extremely complex. And to be honest, can even be at times confusing. So in this video, I'll just be giving you the best 5 guns to be using for BRM5, and also a basic loadout so you can maximize the gun's potential. All this information was obtained through surveys and also some personal opinions of my own, meaning that all this information wasn't just my own opinion and just me talking, but also other competitive players and other players giving their own opinions too. So with that information, let's go on and get onto the list. Alright guys, and for spot 5, I'll bring you guys a gun that I personally think is one of the GOATs, honestly, and that is the MP5. The MP5 has maintained its part of meta status ever since the release of Operation Phoenix. When Operation Phoenix first came out, it actually was the main meta on the first 2 months of the release, and a lot of people used it, but after the slight nerf, it couldn't maintain its GOAT status and its current meta status, but it's still a very good gun to use, and I wouldn't clown on somebody for using it because it's very strong. What makes the MP5 so strong is the fact that it has practically almost no recoil while also maintaining a good amount of damage and an insanely fast firing rate. All of these factors combined give the MP5 a decently fast time to kill, which therefore gives it a good spot in the list of spot number 5. Alright guys, and after that, so we have the spot number 4, which is probably one of my favorite guns, which is the FAMAS F1. The FAMAS F1 used to be at the very top of the list shortly prior to its nerf. The FAMAS, when it was the top 1 meta, brought in a sort of intensity that I had never seen before, with a firing rate so fast that it killed people practically instantly. Sadly, after the nerf, it became a little more unusable, but it still holds the top 4 in this list. What makes the FAMAS so good is the fact that it has a crazy firing rate, strong damage, and a time to kill that is practically almost zero. But it still doesn't compare to the other guns above it. Sadly, given the FAMAS, what used to be one of the best guns, or the best gun in this game, the top 4 in this list. And with the top 3, and a gun that I also don't see being used a lot, is the L85. The L85, even though I actually never played it prior to the making of this list, is extremely underrated. It practically has no recoil, even though it's an assault rifle. So it has the damage of an assault rifle, but the recoil of a submachine gun. It has the recoil of the MP5 with more damage, which is the reason why it gives it the top 3 list, or makes the top 3 list. It's an insane gun to use, and it is amazing. Sadly, the L85 just does not hold the candle to the top 2, and especially the top 1. So it takes the top 3 in this ranking. And with the runner-up, we have the MXR556. The MXR556 is the new cool kid in the block. The MXR556, I actually started using it right upon its release, and it is a beast. It's an absolute beast. It's the L85, but better. That's how good it is. The MXR, I don't even think has a flaw. I know we're talking about PvP here, but this gun is entirely it's usable in open world. Even though we're talking about PvP, it's entirely usable in open world, which almost every other gun in this list does not have, except for maybe the L85, which even then it's not that good. But the MXR is still usable in open world. It has a high firing rate, high damage, with a pretty low or easy to control recoil, unlike the other guns here, maybe like the FAMAS that have a little bit more crazy bouncy recoil. The MXR takes the runner-up in this list. And now we can go on to our honorable mentions. The honorable mentions, I was actually originally only gonna put one gun here, but through my own personal opinion, and because I'm the one making the video, I personally want to put an extra gun. I was only ever gonna put the AK-105, but I'm gonna throw in a little bit of spice here and also put in the Type 20. So both of these guns are pretty much the same coin, different sides. They're both almost the exact same, and they just feel the exact same. The AK-105 is a little more bouncy. That's the only difference that they really have is the AK-105. It's an AK, so it's going to be a little more bouncy than the Type 20, but they both have that time to kill and that feeling of assault rifle that you like. The Type 20 is just really reliable gun that you know if somebody peeks you on it, you're going to be able to catch their head off immediately. And the AK-105 just feels like a sniper, but it's actually an assault rifle. And that's why I love the AK-105. So, the Type 20 and the AK-105 take the honorable mention in this list. And the top one, which I don't think anybody here even had a question about, the MP9. The MP9 is basically the absolute meta. Anybody that gets peaked by an MP9 is probably gonna die. The MP9 is an absolute beam of a weapon. Nobody holds a candle to it, maybe except for a shotgun, but we're not talking about shotguns here. That's an entirely different spectrum, which I don't want to really get into because shotguns are stinky a little bit. But the MP9 is an absolute beam, low recoil, and insanely high firing rates, which is what's actually the main reason why it's actually even the top one is because the firing rates is probably one of the fastest in the game, with a decently high recoil. The MP9, easily the best gun in the game currently out. And that, guys, concludes the top 5 best guns to use in BRM5. If you guys don't feel like playing any of these guns or don't think I did that good of an explanation, I highly recommend you go watch BRM5 Guides, who makes a sort of in-depth explanation on how to make your own rifle and any other good video that you may have, or that you may just want to watch. So go ahead, go check them out. If you have any more questions, go on and join our Discord server, BRM5 Competitive Hub, where we're constantly hosting events, tournaments, and other things, and where all the best PvPers come and join. And with this, see you guys next time.